welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review. This is episode number 2. This is reviewing episodes 20, I think it's, it's 14 to 27. Yep, covering 2 story arcs. Dungeon Exploration arc and the Royal Capital arc. Yep. Covering exactly 26 chapters in the manga. Yep. That's what these episodes were adapted from. The Dungeon Exploration arc. Here's the thing about the dungeons. When I think of a dungeon, I think of an actual jail cell beneath an actual castle. The way they describe dungeon here, it's basically like a tomb. And this particular arc kind of felt like a partial ripoff of Indiana Jones. Yeah, because you have people raiding a tomb for treasure, which they didn't get any of it. Yep. Of course, they also run into the, I think it's the Golden Dawn group, which is what Yao is part of, along with a girl who happens to be Noelle's cousin, and a stuck-up noble who does turn around at the very end. And eventually, Asta is powerful enough to take out 2 people from a rival kingdom. Yes, the main villains of this arc are 2 mages from the Diamond Kingdom. They're the Clover Kingdom's evil next door neighbor, and apparently they're the ones that are all the fights because they're brutes, as what the guy commonly referred to as. Clovis does change his attitude toward people after the events of this arc, particularly Asta, because Asta's so powerful in the fact he nearly killed himself trying to defeat this one bad guy. And of course, Yao got some character development, so he got a little more powerful, got a new spell. Yep. And of course, this does kind of lead into the next arc. Though, when they kind of get to it, apparently, like, by the time you finish watching this arc, there's also at points where Noelle is, like, very close to Asha throughout most of this arc. And they also go with the character Luck, a guy who is known for fighting. Yes, a guy known for fighting. And he's the one who detected, like, her magic. Now, there's a reason why Asha went along. The reason why he went along was to basically get rid of the traps. Noelle, because newbie and, get some experience. Luck, because he can detect this special magic that's actually there. Him and Maji, I think her name is, the one who's part of Yao's group, she could detect it as well. And she's also sort of a healer. She's basically their medic. Yeah, Noelle still can't control her magic, so she kind of loosely is controlling her course of the magic. She does get some development. I would say like almost every character in this whole arc gets some development. Luck does not get one at all. He's the only character who's like any form of development at all. By the time you finish watching his arc, he barely develops at all. But it's nice the fact that he introduced the Diamond arc and the Diamond Kingdom and the character Mars. I don't know who voiced him, but the guy did a fantastic job voicing him. This arc itself was not very long. It was only like 6 episodes. That was it. Yeah, it was really quick. The following arc, which took place 1 week after this one, because Asha got severely injured, so he basically slept for a whole week. Oh yeah, and there's also a joke at the very end, because during the course of the arc, Asha got his clothes torn, and he could show off his abs and his muscles, and apparently, the viewer, the first one, knows this, and Asha was the one pointing out, though, that he was not the only one who got his clothes torn through this whole arc. Noelle did as well, and she got buried, so she just stomped on him, and then she slapped him, calling him pervert. It's just so funny. Yeah, showing out the fact that she's in love with him. Yep, and apparently her cousin has a thing for him as well. Because next time they meet up, she's like constantly thinking about him, which is so funny. Yeah, and of course, Clovis, who's basically become a much better person. And in this arc, he doesn't do very much, but he does pretty good much. Also, this is also, I kind of remember this part as well. This is a very important arc, the Royal Capital one. You have Asha meeting the Wizard King for the first time. And he even asked the question. I remember this from the manga as well, where he asked the question, like, how did you become the Wizard King? And Clovis is like, had be a noble heart. And he says, not just that, results. And Asha and Yao is like, I like the answer, results. And of course, the Wizard King has developed an interest in both Yao and Asha. And they go to a ball. They go to like a formal ceremony. Some of these knights get promotions. And of course they go to like a banquet, and of course everybody's eating food. Of course the little girl who's also a little more much older, she can transform into something later, and she does this a little bit later in the arc. The arc itself is like 8 episodes. It's a little bit longer than the last arc, which is fine. Excuse me. Yep. So eating, and of course Noelle gets constantly bullied by everybody else because they're all stuck-up nobles. So Asha takes offense to that and starts a fight with them. Yep. So he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna punish you." And of course Asha takes out her magic sword and slices up everything, and basically fights half the group there. Yeah, basically about 3 or 4 of the guys, and of course Leopold. Okay, he's one of the characters here. Yeah, his older brother's like, "Calm down, you guys. You started the fight over something so petty as this." And Asha, as far as I can tell, the way he's shown in this particular scene, he doesn't take offense being called like a commoner, a rat, but insulting his friends, he takes offense to that really well. He doesn't mind being insulted himself, but he does not like people insulting his friends. So he gets a fight with him. Of course, they'll eventually calm him down, and Leopold becomes his rival. And of course, they'll run out when the Royal Capitalists attack, which is attacked by the Cult of the Midnight of the Sun. Yep. And they do capture 2 people at the very end of this arc. This is actually a really good arc. And because of this particular arc, also, what is her name here? I had to look her up here because she's a cute little girl who also apparently can look like she's much more old. Looks like she's about 15, 16. See if I can find her on here. I know she's part of... let's see, what is her name? It's not Luck. Yeah, it's Charmy. Yep, Charmy. Yeah. Who apparently can make sheep. Yeah, I almost forgot about this character. Yeah. Cute little girl. As for her voice actor, I'm not familiar with her. Yeah, and of course, she gets some development as well. As a matter of fact, she gets a promotion at the end of this arc. Yeah, she gets a promotion. And get this, the reason she's able to get this promotion because she captured one of the attackers. Yeah, she captured the character known as Catherine, who's basically a witch. Yeah, she's basically called a witch. And when Yell first encountered her, he called her an old hag because apparently she steals. Her power is that she can steal everybody's youth just so she can stay smoking hot. Seriously? It sounds like a very petty thing to do. And this woman kind of sounds similar to, well, some of the... as far as I can tell, there's like one other person I can think of who's actually a similar idea of this. Stealing youth from other people to stay young. As far as I can tell, I did see this in Gintama with one of the villains of that series. And something that happened in real life history with the woman who served as the inspiration for Count Dracula, where she basically bathed in virgin blood to stay young, even though technically she never did. Yeah, it's a similar thing, but not exact. But it's funny to see a witch in a series full of wizards. Yep. And of course they have a necromancer. Why not? It's a necromancer. And I'm basically calling this out the whole time. I was like, what the heck are these things? And I can easily tell. They're frickin' zombies. Fire your magic at their heads. That's how you take them out. And apparently they had no idea what the heck zombies are. And you have a necromancer. Yes, a necromancer. Of course, Asha also sliced up his face as well. He also beats the living crap out of him with his bare fists. Yes, he does. Yep. This is by far a really good arc. At one point, Asha gets briefly captured, and then he's rescued by the Wizard King. Yep. And he also takes 4 members of this cult captive, but most of them get rescued by their master. Except one, the guy with a burn across his face. And almost anytime the Necromancer tries to escape, Asha just takes his anti-magic sword and just slices at the ground for the spatial magic, which is the same magic you use to send most of the magic knights off far away. And the way they got back is they had to cooperate, which apparently they don't like cooperating at all. Particularly the Silver Eagles. They hate cooperating with other people that's not their group. Yeah. Out of all the ones who are actually nobles, they're the worst of all the stuck-up nobles who basically act like they have a stick up their rear end. Like, oh, you're common. Like stuff like that. This petty thing that they do. hmm And of course, and they blame Vermilion, the older brother of Leo's older brother, thinking of being weak because he lost his arm. Though his pendant got stolen because they also hinted at something that possibly gets explored later on in the series about this stone tablet with these jewels, and they stole Leo's brother's jewel. And they also explained that mark in his forehead that was you see it frequently. Yeah, it turns out he did it to himself with his own fire magic. It's known to himself to get stronger. And of course, his younger brother decides to do the same thing. Okay, quite interesting. And this is by far a really good arc, and I do recommend it. hmm Both arcs are really good. Yeah, so the next arc is the Eye of the Midnight Sun. Yep, that's the next arc of the series. Though this kind of bit in the next episode, as far as I can tell, is the first, before I look it up, is the first time possibly that Asta meets Rebecca Scarlet. I'm looking forward to that, okay? But my next video I'm going to do is a review of the newest episode of Tokyo Read that came out today, so I figured, oh, I'd just review it. I'll review it later, okay? But see you in the next review. Bye.